I wanted to make a video according to social media and its flaws, as you can see from the YouTube title. I originally wanted to be this a separate video, where I did face cam, sat down quietly, without background gameplay. However, things changed because I know myself and editing will take 5 to 7 business years, until I finally get whatever I want to get. So instead of that, I decided to do a YouTube live stream, just in case. Then I can also watch it back later. So the title is very interesting for some people, like social media and its flaws. What do I mean exactly with that? Well, it all started when I was scrolling on TikTok about a week back. I had a tremendous holiday. I was in Italy, but then it started raining. That might happen. Italy is known for its very warm weather, but also for its rain. So I had a few raining days, so I decided to, go on TikTok, go on social media. Just, enjoying my day, trying to enjoy it as much as possible at least. Then I saw the trend with I see who you are, like the I see who you are, you are my enemy kind of thingy, with the slideshows. Originally, I don't see a big deal in it, like, sure, you are my enemy might be for multiple reasons. One, because you made a mistake. I saw an innocent one with a teacher who got mad at someone eating apples or some kind of apple, grenade apple. I don't know what it was. I can't remember. So then you see a slideshow of a grenade and apple and enemy or versus and then a teacher, which is pretty innocent because it's silly and you don't harm anyone with it. It's just a stupid video and you make a stupid meme out of it. Then you get like the what is for me a very true state, like petrol engines versus electric cars. Those are my enemies, at least electric cars. But that's a whole different story for our entire day. And then you got this trend for every single thing. Everyone has their own things that they enjoy most out of being enemies with something. Then it took a slightly dark turn. Like you got all of a sudden, I saw the one man one jar enemy thing. If you don't know what it is, you've had a wonderful childhood. Don't look it up because it's really disturbing. It is really disturbing. So I would advise anyone to not look it up. I also think it's removed from most platforms, so that's a good thing, because it destroyed the life of the person who did it, but also it gave a lot of people trauma, because it is very disturbing. Even to this date, I still have I get shivers down my spine and I feel disturbed by acknowledging it exists. It is that bad, yeah. Anyway, those got a little darker turns, and there were multiple of them. And then you have the straight up pornographic thing, like an iPhone. I saw one time an iPhone X with "You Are My Enemy," turn off iPhone X with a girl who made a picture in which she was seen, in which you were able to see her upper body from the downside with everything attached, so nip and all. I don't choose to watch that content. TikTok deliberately decides to push that into my For You page. And it happened more often. My For You page was Formula One things, Formula One information, cars, all that kind of stuff, like the things I was expecting my For You page to give. And here and there some other things like gaming or just general interest things, trivia questions. I'm up for that. I liked it a lot. I really enjoy that kind of content, and I want TikTok to keep me pushing that. Not the "you are my enemy" trend, which is getting out of hand more and more every single day. And the reason I say more and more is because just now I woke up I went on TikTok again to see if there was anything new because yesterday there was a race. So of course you've got a meme dump from certain people. You've got the voiceover meme dump, which I enjoy. I laugh at them. You got some gaming fits. You got some more information about certain games coming up, like the Crew Motorfest, which is going to arrive, and just some horror stuff, like horror games. And then the trend came up again with I See Who You Are, the enemy trend. This time it was that you saw water slide, razor blade, and then you saw what seems to be a piece or a screenshot of a movie called Aqua Splash. Now, for people who don't like horror, I don't advise you to watch the movie. I heard of it, but I never knew what it exactly was. Turns out Aqua Splash is a movie where people put razor blades in a water slide, and the razor blades do what the razor blades do. I'm really sorry if that gave you a trigger. I will be talking about very different things as well, about terms of service in general. But those things are just going on For You pages, not just for me, but for my sister, my friends, girlfriend. Everyone has those same issues, and everyone gets those trends. And I don't specifically say that trends are wrong. I mean, a lot of trends are funny. Like we've got the mannequin challenge, which was a genuine fun challenge to do, and I really enjoyed the mannequin challenge. I saw videos. I participated in the video on secondary school. So yeah, that's something I would like to participate in, and that's something I would like to see more often. It's those kind of challenges, or innocent pranks. Like, have you seen, like back in the day with You at Fine? Then there was a guy who asked, "Do you want to see a picture of my, you know?" And turned out it was a rooster instead of what he said it was. Or, you know, another example was the pee prank, which was also harmless but a bit disgusting. Um, then you had the genuine innocent vines, like where they did Halo in a boys' bathroom, in a boys' toilet in high school, um, where they did all kind of crazy things, which were innocent because no one was harmed and everyone enjoyed it. Those were the kind of things that I would also see on TikTok, which was genuinely very interesting. And I would laugh about it because, you don't say the first name to your teacher without permission. Like in the Netherlands, it's a bit different because we're a bit strange. But in America, it's rude. I know it's rude in America to do so. And I know that people don't generally don't like to be called by the first names, especially if you're a teacher. They say teachers are superior towards you because we teach you, and without us, you wouldn't be where you want to be. Which is a fair point, to be very honest, and I don't blame them to say that, but you know, you don't have to be stuck up into a darkness to say no first names to me. You can change that a bit, can't you? But that's not my point. My point is about social media and its everlasting flaws. Um, for example, there are numerous of streamers on Twitch, which is also a social media platform. Twitch has the terms of service that you must be at least 13 years or older to watch and participate in someone's chat. And most of the time, people are under the age of 13, or sometimes depends on what content creator you are, because a few content creators in the Netherlands have Twitch and they have a younger target audience, even younger than the minimum required age. But they make very kid-friendly YouTube videos. They also have their separate column on YouTube Kids. So yeah, that's a flaw. So they shouldn't stream on Twitch, you say? That's basically the point I want to make. They shouldn't stream on Twitch, or they should just make very long gaming videos for the kids to entertain with. But that's just on me. That's just an idea of mine. I don't want to litter any litter. Well, I don't want to be like the person who tells people what to do and what not. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that person. But, you know, think with your audience, not against them. Think what your audience would prefer and what your audience enjoys. And also realize the age your audience might have. Um, some people think about that, and some people really try to, uh, what's the word? They try to take care of it, and they try to think about it, and they try to make sure that everything goes all right. You know, they don't want to do anything stupid. They don't want to go live on Twitch if they're under the age of 13. They really want to make sure that their target audience is old enough to go on the social media platforms that they promote to, and that they are trying, and that they're the required age. I know it's hard to make sure to check everyone. I'm very aware of that because sometimes it's really difficult. Sometimes they act more mature than they are, which is good for them because then they slip under the radar. They might be 11 or 12, but they sound like a 15, 16-year-old. So, that's smart, but it's not how it should work. But if they get away with it, they get away with it. Other people aren't that clever or are not that smart, like they tell their age by accident. American streamers, or at least American streamers I watch, have had that problem multiple times, that they had to ban a 13 minus year old from their Twitch chat because they told he was under the age of 13, which is against the rules of the OS, which is against the rules of the social media code. In this case, Twitch. It's not very smart to tell so, but at least you're being honest, and they're being applauded for being honest, so they get recognized and they get kind of rewarded by being banned. That's not really a reward, but you get what I mean. Like, they get acknowledged and they say, hey man, sorry, but you've got to be a little older. I'm really sorry to do this, but once you're 13, I'm going to unban you, and you're welcome in my chat. Which is very reasonable, and it's very, very nice that they think about that. And they keep the unban appeal open because they make sure that they don't forget about that person, and they want to make sure that they get unbanned from the moment they are 13 or once they are 13. So people, or at least some streamers, tend to make sure that the TOS get followed, while other streamers don't care about the TOS and they just care about views and money and everything that comes with fame. Another YouTuber, for example, in the Netherlands, he's very known for his Fortnite and Rocket League videos. He also started up a known company together with one other person. They also have a very young viewer audience, but he doesn't seem to care that much. Like, he's turned on donations, he's turning on YouTube instead of Twitch, so that's trying to prevent the TOS from Twitch, but YouTube has the same TOS, so I don't know exactly what he's trying to do. But yeah, he doesn't really care about the terms of service, and he cares about the money more. At least that's what I expect, especially when I saw a video of him giving a house tour and a garage tour. I'm like, yeah, that's what you got paid for by money of children. Children gave you that money, and now you profit of it. I mean, if you earn money, sure, I get it, but try not to do it at the back of the kids. Like, don't try to get the money of kids because they're just a bit naive and they think that, they feel like they get appreciated more if they donate more money, but that's definitely not the case. And people should learn about that because, it's wrong to not deliberately steal from kids, but it is wrong to try to get money from kids that are not old enough to feel responsible for money. I'm 20 by now, and I still feel like and I still feel the need to be responsible. You always have to be responsible for your money, but I still feel the need to save up for a lot of things. On my holiday, for example, I barely spent any money. Why? Because I didn't feel like spending money that much. And why didn't I feel like spending money that much? Because I didn't see anything that I wanted. Yeah, I went to the Ferrari museum and I made a picture in an SF90, which was 20 euros. But that's something I really want to enjoy. I want to keep that memory in my head. I want to keep a physical memory instead of just some digital memories. That picture means a lot to me because I went to a museum that I maybe go once, maybe went twice, maybe will go twice in my life, but that's basically it. I won't go be there. I won't be there every summer. First of all, because it's very far away. Second, because I can literally not afford it. It was pretty expensive. So then having a visual copy of something is something that I really appreciate and something I really want to keep in mind. Is it bad? No, it's not. It's understandable. But I have to stay. I have to stay aware of my money spendings. Um, and I'm a grown man. I'm a grown adult. I'm a grown man. So if I spend money, that's my own responsibility. Kids nowadays, they just spend their money like it's water, which is not very clever because they have to learn saving, just like I did. But again, it's not about money saving, it's not about learning, it's about the terms of service. But the terms of service says that you shouldn't spend money under the age of 16 and between without permission, and under the age of 16 to 18, ask permission from your parents. And at least for Dutch law, 18 years is adulthood, so then you can spend your money on whatever you want to spend it on. The thing, however, is that parents, and I'm blaming the parents because they are also responsible for the children. The thing is that parents don't always know and see what their children do with their bank accounts. First, because they don't tell their parents they spend money on a streamer for donating money. Maybe because they don't care about that their children spend money on streamers, which is very possible, which is the problem of the parents and not of the children. But there should be taken more care about it because sometimes things go a little wrong. They spend hundreds of dollars or hundreds of euros on streamers. And like, sure, I get it. You enjoy the streamer and he calls out your name. But there's no other reward rather than just being called out by your name and being said, oh, Jason123, thank you for the $10, or oh, you just gave me $20, I really appreciate it. Like, I can swim on my money. I don't need your money specifically. But thank you anyway, because I'm greedy and I want your money from your own from your wallet, from the money that you saved up, from the money you got for birthdays, for Christmas. That money you will give to me. And I don't stop you. I don't say keep it for yourself. No, I will just happily accept it. Why? Because I'm a streamer, and the more money I get, the more relevant I feel. Yes, it is true. The more money, the more relevancy. The more money, the better it feels. But I also think that people should know that even though that you get money from kids, you also always should be aware that you are kind of stealing from innocent children's money, or not money, wallets. Well, not stealing specifically, because I don't want to put the streamers in a bad place as well. Although, you could turn off donations. Like, I'm a very small streamer. I barely have any subscribers, so I don't care about the money. I just do it for fun anyways, so for me it's not a problem. But there are people who genuinely care about their viewers more than about the money, so they turn off money, or they turn off donations and paywalls, just because they want to entertain people and not want to say, "Oh, give me your money. You want to enjoy my content? Give me my money for extra perks." Nine out of 10 perks don't even matter. Like sometimes they're so greedy that you can only chat if you have a subscription. I'm like, dude, you want to encounter with your subscribers and with your viewers, right? Why put it behind the paywall? Why be like, huh, we got a paywall anyway, so why not use chat lock on the paywall? Why wouldn't we do that? That seems kind of selfish, but that's how I think about it. That's how I feel about it, and that's something I keep thinking and feeling until the end of time. And yeah, it might be harsh to say, but I don't care that if streamers do it for the money or they genuinely do it because they care about their viewer. If you ask money, then you ask money from children. You do that, you ask money from children anyway. So I don't feel like it's fair, especially if children don't know how to use money properly and wisely. But the terms of service and the money spending and the donations don't only go for Twitch and YouTube and subscription matters. Those things, they go further. They go as well as literally Instagram. Instagram also has a problem with the terms of service being 13 years old, which is reasonable because 13 years old is when you make decisions yourself more often than not, and that you get a bit of freedom compared to a 10-year-old, for example. Of course, there are exceptions, but that's on the parents and not on me to say that. But I saw a post on the news broadcast NOS. It's in the Dutch news broadcast, and they also have something specifically for children. The broadcast on the TV, however, is not the same as the broadcast or the Instagram post, because the people from the news broadcast are very aware that terms of service are 13 years or older. So they posted a picture of Rico Verhoeven with a very little cut in his eye because he's a professional boxer. And there was an article about Rico Verhoeven, which isn't that bad by itself. I mean, it is a Dutch sportsman after all. It's a Dutch boxing champion for I don't know how many times. He's known in the entire world as one of the greatest boxers at this moment. As far as I know, at least. I'm not a very big boxing fan, but I do know a little bit about it. But he's pretty famous, international. And they made a post where he had a very small cut in his eye, and his eye was swollen because he had just received a hit. It's boxing, what do you expect? Saying checkmate? And then some woman, who I assume is a Karen, said they should pay attention more often for so-called gore, which was literally one drop of blood and a blue eye, because there are children on the website. And I reacted on that, and I want to take my exact quote because I don't want to quote state myself wrong or say anything I didn't say. I said to the person in question, can I reply to that? The terms of because according to the TOS, terms of service, you are allowed to have Instagram if you're 13 or older. So the age range is not the same on Instagram as it is on TV. Also, I would like to say something else about the injury, which I just said, blah, blah, blah. And I also gave a very valid reason. Children play outside. If they play outside, they have the chances to fall. If they fall, they get a very little scratch, or they get a little cut, or they get a bruise or blisters. That's the thing with playing outside. You always know that you might fall, and you always know that you might end up bleeding a bit. And the wound on the picture was almost identical as just a wound that you would have if you fell down. So I said, this is literally a wound that you might also have occurred, might as well have occurred if you fell down. And a lot of people agreed with me. They applauded me. They said, "You, my guy, know exactly what you're talking about." And you know, even the broadcast post itself liked it and said, "Someone understood what they were saying." They don't reply that often, so if they reply and applaud you for the fact that you say something very interesting and something that is based on facts, then you know that you have put someone on their place, and then you know as well that they just talk a lot of gibberish. The woman tried to send me a message saying that I was being rude and all. I'm like, I literally told her, I just said what the rules are on Instagram. I don't make the rules. So you can be mad at me, you can hate me for it, but I don't make the rules. I'm sorry, but you were just in the wrong for asking for another different picture. Hang on 1 second. I got a text message. However, it's also the same. The TOS is for everything, it's the same. YouTube has a TOS, WhatsApp has terms of service, which I don't completely understand because WhatsApp is very easy to use and it's very handy. Because without WhatsApp, parents would have less information of their children if they need to be picked up. Even if your child is 10 and they have a mobile phone, I think it's safe to say that parents prefer to break those terms of service because, they want to know and have information about their children. If their children sends a message, they want to get an easy, fast response, which is totally understandable. That's the only terms of service rule break I respect and I understand. Why? Because I did it myself too. I got WhatsApp at the age of 11 when I went to final class of primary school. Parents got divorced, were divorced a long time ago. My mom started to work. I needed a smartphone to keep in touch with my mom. And I first had a Nokia 3310, which was basically a brick. But texting would take 5 minutes, and it was SMS, so you could send a maximum of 160 characters. And in perspective, you pay a lot more for way less. So my mom bought me a very cheap smartphone, which was alright because, I didn't need a smartphone necessarily. I just needed it for communication. And on secondary school, it was different, but then I used the same phone for about 1.5 years longer before it broke down on me, which was pretty intense because I was a big phone user. But that's not the point. That's the only terms of service agreement I respect to disagree with and to break. Not because I'm mischievous, but because WhatsApp is very important and it is easier than SMS. So yeah, but it's the only exception I make. And with the updates coming out regularly with WhatsApp, it's very easy to keep communicating. It's very easy to keep in touch, even if your messages are not receiving very well, you still have a pretty quick response if someone gets your message. So it is a waterproof system with very few flaws. Yes, the sticker system has its flaws, but that's been working on, and people keep managing to make it a bit different and to make a situation out of it, which isn't totally necessary. So yeah, the sticker system has to be updated, and there has to be better terms of service. There we have it again. That's my favorite word of the day, terms of service. But people also should realize that WhatsApp tries their best to do something about the breaking of the law or the not so very nice stickers that are being sent, like gore and pornographic and just a very the things that might harm children. Let's say it like that. That's the best way to put it, I think. Because yeah, the sticker packs are fun and they do bring a lot of character into the conversation. And I do really enjoy the sticker packs. Also the custom stickers that you can make, I really like that. That's just a cool feature, but people tend to make people tend to also break those kind of rules, those terms of service rules. They break them eventually. So yeah, that as well has its own flaws. And yes, everything has its flaws if you think about it. Like nothing is waterproof, nothing is flaw proof. But I do really think, and I genuinely think that even though flaws can occur everywhere, I don't think that that it's not being able to be fixed. Like it's difficult, but maybe do something with the identification or social security number. Let them fill in their social security number instead of just a random day of birth, because then you get the 1st of April, 1875 or something, which is funny for the first time, but they don't take you seriously, but they cannot charge you for being wrong because they know their system is full with flaws. I myself did it as well, so I gotta admit, I did it myself too when I was underage. Then sometimes you have to give an age above 18, and even when I was 17, I would just do 1875 or something, or just something in the 1800s, because it was such a stupid joke to bypass. Its social security number is literally based on your date of birth, so you cannot be mischievous. You can try, but they find out anyway. Better paywalls, like asking parents for permission, and if you use a credit card or a debit card, that the debit or credit card owner gets a notification with someone wants to buy this and this and this. Do you agree? Like especially for children, it's very important to get more balls to it. And as well to the terms of service as to using a certain application that parents say that say that you download Instagram at the age of 10. That your parents get a message with, hey, person this and this and this wanted to download and make an account on Instagram or Snapchat or Twitch or whatever. Do you agree? You can say yes, or you can say no. If you say yes, you can even give the functions what they can or cannot use. If you say no, the app won't download until you're 13 or until your parents agree. That's something called parental advisory, if I'm correct. I don't know if I probably butchered that name pretty bad, but I'm not a native English speaker. I'm Dutch. So yeah. But it has to do something about parents as well. For creators, however, I think that they should be more careful about what they post and what their target audience is. Yes, some people just have their target audience at the age between 9 and 13, 9 and 14. So that's also a bit about the interaction between the YouTuber or the content creator and as well as the content they create. For example, there are people who give very informational videos. I don't think a 12-year-old will have the time span to watch an entire entertainment video or an entire documentary. So that's a target audience difference. Also, the target audience difference is literally what I just said. Like, what do you prefer to see? Would you prefer to see a documentary, or do you want to see a gaming video? Do you want to see a commentary video? Do you want to see a reaction video? What is the type of content you enjoy? Is it hardcore gaming? Is it old school gaming? Is it cosplay? Is it RPG? Like, I would never ever watch a video of No, not Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is quite funny. I played it myself as well at my stepdad's house. Give a better example. Yeah, I would never watch a video about anime. Like, I would never watch an anime game, anime movie, anime series, because it's just not my style. It's not my cup of tea. Is that bad? No, because I have my own preference. Friends of mine, for example, would love to see anime, but they don't like to see car content, or they don't see the entertainment in car content. Well, I do. Is that wrong? No. Um, but there you can see that we have very different ways to interact with social media. I am into the cars, he is into the anime, and he is into the instruments, instrumental playing. I am not. Like, I enjoy it, but that's it. But he's really into instruments, into how it works, and into the stars, into the universe. That's his thing. And he must do whatever he wants to do. I don't blame him, and I encourage him to do so. And every time he talks about it, I'm like, go on, I'm interested. But that I'm interested doesn't mean that I want to read an entire book of it. That I'm interested doesn't mean that I want to put effort in it to learn it myself. I prefer him telling it to me and entertaining me rather than me doing it myself. It goes the other way around as well. Like, he entertains himself by knowing more about cars, but he would never ever put the time and effort in it to learn every single detail about cars. He would never ever play a racing game by himself. If he's with friends, he would like to try and to join, but he would never by himself start up a racing game and say, well, I'm going to be dedicated and play Nürburgring for 10 laps or do an entire Formula 1 race. That's the difference. But even if the content is different, the terms of service is always the same. And the terms of service in this case is behave, don't do anything stupid, and also don't give a reason to hang on, I lost my point. Yeah, behave, don't do anything that may harm kids or the entire community, and don't be harmful to people. And also terms of service, blah blah blah. Make sure that you take care of everything, and make sure that you don't that you keep track of the age. Donations as well. Don't do anything. Don't do anything with donations, or at least don't allow children under the age of 13 to donations. At least under the age of 16. That's even better. And just make sure that that everyone does what they're supposed to do. Don't give everyone what they want. Yeah, and with TikTok, especially with TikTok, I'm very concerned about the things that's going to happen. The pornographic, you are my enemy things, as well as the slideshows. Not only the you are my enemy, but the slideshow in general. Like, it's just going out of hand slowly but surely, and I really hope that that will be fixed anytime soon. You know, you never know beforehand, so it's really just waiting and seeing until something's going to change. I at least hope it will change soon or later, because some things are just really disturbing to see on TikTok. Like, you had the Family Guy trend, you had the South Park trend, with South Park clips combined with some stupid mobile gameplay videos where people play terribly good or terribly bad. But that's something that you can skip to. That's something you can skip, that's something you can ignore. There is no real harm to it. Like South Park is rated teen, same as Family Guy, but they don't show any gore. In fact, they just show clips, and they also show they do kind of swear sometimes. There was one clip where Jesus was in Family Guy episode, and that Peter asked that the upper body of Lois would grow, and so it happened. It was censored, of course, because the bra grew with it, but that's just something that is called going to the edge. Not going over it, but just going to it. Going to the edge. And I respect that. I mean, that should be allowed. It's also on TV throughout the day. In the Netherlands, you can literally watch it the entire day long. It's literally on Disney Plus. So, yeah. If you got a problem with that, then you should sue not TikTok itself, but you should really think and consider where can I find it and how can I prevent it? Well, guess what? You cannot. Why? Because it's literally everywhere where you watch. So, yeah. Good luck with that. But on the other hand, you can also just ignore that and swipe further. I enjoy the Family Guy South Park content, so I don't really mind. But, everyone is different and everyone reacts different to certain things, which is very understandable and which is something I don't mind. Which it's human after all. It's human reaction, it's human instincts to react differently. But there's one thing that we all should agree on, I think, as every human being, whether you're a content creator, whether you are a viewer, whether you are a CEO of a company, whether you're a parent, whether you're 12, 26, 38, 50, 90, I don't care how old you are, we all should take care of that we don't break terms of service. And we should help each other with it by reminding each other, hey, make sure that you don't break terms of service. Or hey, do you still care? Do you still think about what's going to happen if you break the terms of service? Just really make sure that people understand and make sure that we as a community and as people and as humans understand what should and shouldn't happen. Because that's something that we all should be aware of. But yeah, I can rant about it entire day, but in the end, I don't even think this will get many traction. I don't think it will get traction at all. It's just something I want to rant about. I wanted to rant about because I'm genuinely worried about what's going to happen in the future, and I'm genuinely worried if we are going to allow this to keep up the pace, and if we will allow to let our children see gory pornographic content at the age of 13. Is it really what we want? Is it really what we want? TikTok, Insta, Snapchat, Twitch, YouTube. YouTube is not allowing pornography anyway, so that's a good thing. But TikTok, is it really what you want? I'm blaming you specifically right now because it happened at your platform the most. And I don't like that. You should either make sure that the terms of service get updated and that those slideshows get deleted straight away, or that they're not even allowed because there's a wall behind it. Like Facebook, before I quit, Facebook has some very interesting things. They have people who are monitoring what is going to be posted, and if it's not allowed, they are going to delete it. So if it's pure pornographic gore content, they don't allow the post. Yeah, they have to see it themselves, which is horrifying and which is pretty fucked up. And I have mad respect for them to do that job because I wouldn't do it. I'm gonna be very honest. I would never do such thing because I don't like to see that. But they do. and they get paid, luckily, and they get a good pay out of it. So I'm happy that Facebook tries to prevent those things. Yeah, there might be it might go wrong once in a while, but that's going everywhere. But Facebook monitors, which is very good of Facebook. Yeah, they steal your shit, but they also monitor. So it is possible. So if Facebook can do it, everyone can do it. And I've got good hope for Instagram because now it falls under the same place as Facebook does, called Meta. So I've got good hope for that. Twitter is by Elon Musk. I really hope he knows what he's doing, and I really hope that he takes care of it, and that he takes good care of it, and that he will make sure that things like that won't happen either on Twitter. But I'm interested in how that will go. You never know beforehand, so it's just a matter of waiting, just a matter of time. Anyway, that's my stream for today. More like a rant instead of a stream. Maybe I'll be streaming later today, maybe I won't, I don't know. If I like, and if I feel like to, then I'm going to do so, otherwise I won't. Alright, see you guys later. Bye bye.